Welcome to Chinese Novel Audio Wave. Chapter 21. Now, everything is messed up. Quote. He, I caught you. Liu Ruyue let out a strange laugh under the astonished gaze of everyone, and his skin became dark and rough. You who were hiding in the dark suddenly understood the scene of Liu gone, being pierced through the chest, and understood why you had an inexplicable strange feeling before. It turns out that she is the Thousand Shadow Assassin, who was lurking outside the hotel before, practicing the Thousand Shadow magic skill and preparing to assassinate you. It's just that, because you didn't join the game, the other party chose to lie in wait, and just today, they made another move. And this, Thousand Shadow Assassin, is obviously the ultimate killer move in this killing game. The others wanted to step forward to rescue them, but were easily killed by the Thousand Shadow Assassins of the Sixth Realm. Only Li Yong escaped. Seeing how easy it was to succeed, the Thousand Shadow Assassin couldn't help but laugh. He was ready to kill the target and pull out the spine, but he suddenly realized something was wrong. Ahem, if you kill me, the Liu family will not let you go. Liu Gong looked at the huge wound on his chest in astonishment, roared in anger, and suddenly a special talisman appeared in his hand. Oh no, it's a self-destruct talisman. Li Yong and others were horrified. Boom. A horrific explosion occurred, and Liu Gong was immediately engulfed by the flames, leaving no trace of his body. The Thousand Shadow Assassin, who had just laughed, was also blown away, with a confused look on his face. Wait, why did the target suddenly explode and die? If a person dies, what will happen to its mission? Mr. Liu. When Liu Zhang saw Liu Gong being killed, he was immediately furious and his body was shaking with anger. He frightened the black-clad strong man in front of him so much that he couldn't help but push him away. Just when the black-clad warrior thought that the other party was going to fight to the death, he saw the furious Liu Zhang turn around and run away. Black-clad strong man, although there were some mistakes, at least I managed to escape successfully. When you saw the stand-in, self-destruct and Liu Zhang escape, you immediately understood your plan and it was halfway successful. However, the Thousand Shadow Assassin is a hidden danger. He seems to have sensed something just now. Continue to kill this hidden danger. You frowned slightly, and looked at Yi Chen, the destined protagonist who easily killed Zhao Kun. As if you thought of something, a wicked smile appeared at the corner of your mouth. You hid in the dark and suddenly shouted in disguise. Monster! You killed Liu Ruyue and disguised yourself as her. You killed young Master Liu. The Liu family will not let you go. Not far away, Yi Chen, who had easily killed Zhao Kun, was still a little confused as to why the other party had become so weak, but suddenly he heard a loud shout. He looked up and immediately saw a dark and ugly monster wearing Pinru Ryu's clothes. His blood immediately boiled. B********************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************* I want you to die. Quote. Tread. Heaven. 9 steps. The furious Yi Chen was overwhelmed by anger. Holding a sharp blood knife, he took 2 steps and his aura surged. Fourth level magical power. Question mark. 5th realm mountains and rivers. The 6th realm is extraordinary. Dig a hole. Although he had long known that Yi Chen, the destined protagonist, had the potential to be a H******R, and he had seen it once during the second villain simulation. But once again, Yi Chen exploded, directly crossing 2 major realms and breaking through to the 6th realm of transcendence. The corners of Liu Gan's mouth twitched slightly. Okay. That's so unreasonable, isn't it? Question mark. 9 steps into the sky. Is this the secret method that allows Yi Chen to continuously break through the realm? It seems that I am lucky enough to have learned some information about this in advance. It seems that he must have acquired this special secret method in recent days. Otherwise, he would not have failed to show it during the second simulation of being chased. Based on the information and data currently available, Liu Gan quickly made his own judgment. This special secret method, 9 steps to heaven, that can rapidly increase one's cultivation level and advance one's realm in a short period of time, is most likely Yi Chen's opportunity in the past few days. But here comes the problem. In the past few days, the magic city seems to be quite calm and there seems to be nothing special going on. Etc. Liu Gan's eyes changed slightly, as if he had thought of something. Mr. Liu, a few days ago, a mysterious secret realm seemed to have appeared in the sea area of Demon City, attracting many people to visit. A conversation suddenly popped up in my mind. Liu Ruyue mentioned this to me during the second simulation. During the third simulation, my stand-in Su Meng also mentioned it to me. At the time, I thought it was a trap set by the mastermind, but now that I think about it, it is very likely not. If we really have to pick a place that is most likely to hide opportunities, that mysterious secret place will undoubtedly have the highest chance. Plus, in 2 consecutive simulations, Yi Chen disappeared after one of his hands was broken. Even if the entire demon city was turned upside down, he could not be found. It is very likely that he was hiding in that mysterious realm at the time to get a chance. All kinds of speculations swirled in my mind, and were put together bit by bit. At this moment, Liu Gan seemed to have guessed the truth in advance. At the same time, he also locked in a powerful opportunity in the future in advance. A secret method that can rapidly increase one's cultivation level in a short period of time and possess powerful combat power. How could he not want it? Even if there may be some hidden side effects, so what? That being said, everything seems to make sense. The mysterious token in the storage bag reacted when Yi Chen used the 9 steps to heaven. Could it be the key to opportunity, to that mysterious realm? Liu Genqi has not forgotten that the self in the simulator still has a mysterious token in his hand that he snatched from Yi Chen. During the next simulation, I can try to seize that opportunity in advance. When Yi Chen unleashed the 9 steps into heaven, you noticed that the mysterious token on your body had moved unusually. You began to have a storm of thoughts, and roughly guessed the source of Yi Chen's 9 steps to heaven. You couldn't help but sigh in your heart that you actually missed such an amazing opportunity twice. On the contrary, it was Yi Chen, whose hands were broken twice in a row, who got the first chance and soared into the sky. This is impossible. Seeing Yi Chen become like a god descending from heaven, with his fighting power soaring, Chenying assassin was so frightened that he wanted to escape, but it was too late. Puff. The Chenying assassin was hacked to death by Yi Chen with one blow, dying tragically on the spot. This sudden outburst frightened everyone instantly, and Yi Chen, who had been killing people one after another, suddenly turned pale, his body became unstable, his breath became unstable, and he turned into a white light and escaped. All this happened so fast that no one had time to react. The strong man in black above was also confused. The target Liu Gan was killed a second ago, but he blew himself up before dying. As the protector, Liu Zhang did not think about revenge and ran away directly. The 1,000 shadow assassin who belonged to the same camp below was hacked to death by Yi Chen, who suddenly appeared the next second. Then, Yi Chen also ran away. The most crucial thing is that Zhao Kun, who was supposed to be the scapegoat, was also hacked to death by Yi Chen. Now, everything is messed up. Chapter 22, Hidden Behind the Scenes, the New Destined Heroine. The strong man in black was dumbfounded. Once Zhao Kun died, there would be no scapegoat. Who would bear the wrath of the great Shou family? The fleeing Liu Zhang is most likely going back to tip off the enemy. If that happens, the entire demon city will be in big trouble. Grass. Seeing that the situation was not good, but the target person, Liu Gan, also fell, the strong man in black could only swallow his anger. Who dares to kill my grandson? A powerful aura of entering the Saint Realm is approaching quickly. It is the ancestor of the Zhao family. Obviously, the other party noticed Zhao Kun's fall. Oh no. Old man Zhao is stubborn and will stick to his guns. It will be bad if we meet face to face. The strong man in black realized that something was wrong and took action directly. He killed the remaining survivors in the manor with one palm and left with Li Yang. This scene was naturally seen by you who were hiding in the dark. Because of your deliberate disruption and calculations, the entire Magic City manor is in chaos, and all forces are mixed together, making it a mess. After you have escaped from your shell, I think the mastermind behind the scenes will not continue to hold you back, but will have to consider how to face the wrath of the great Shou family. This will undoubtedly buy you a lot of time and quickly enhance your combat effectiveness. Once Liu Zhang knows the truth, he will definitely tell everything he said when he returns. By then, the Liu family will definitely know that you are not dead, but they will also cooperate and make use of the issue to make more sense. However, by then, the fact that you will practice cultivation will probably be known to the Liu family, but this is also inevitable. You are still too weak now. You have to take advantage of the situation and plan everything for yourself. You took out Yi Chen's broken arm, and thought about whether to use the soul nailing method to locate and kill him, and force the powerful secret method 9 steps to heaven out of his mouth. Just now, after Yi Chen burst out and killed the 1,000 shadow assassins, he obviously received some kind of backlash and was very likely to have fallen into a weak state. The beast in desperate situation is the most deadly. It will definitely launch a counterattack to destroy both you and your enemy. It is better to let others take the lead. You thought about it, and finally gave up the idea of chasing after him. If Yi Chen disregards everything and unleashes the 9 steps to heaven, again, you may not be able to withstand it. In this case, it would be better to let the Zhao family's ancestor, a powerful saint, take the lead, and you just hide behind the scenes and wait for the harvest. To get by, you need to rely on your brains. If you don't have brains, you can only be used as a tool. You were feeling somewhat smug as you thought about how Yi Chen, the destined protagonist, was used as a gun by you. But you quickly regained your composure and ran away before the Zhao family's ancestor arrived. You didn't want to face an angry old monster. Since Liu Gan is dead, you naturally cannot continue to maintain this identity and naturally have to change to another one. You are going to live in the magic city as a substitute, Su Meng, watching the changes and watching the wind and clouds. Su Meng is secretly a warrior of the Liu family, but openly, he is an orphan from an orphanage. He has been dependent on his sister since childhood. Later, under the influence of the Liu family, he found a job as a logistics worker at the Magic City University and settled down. Before, Su Meng asked you to help take care of his sister after his death, and you agreed. You used Shadow to transform into Su Meng's appearance and came to a small rental house near Magic City University. You soon saw the sister, Su Mei, he mentioned. The first time you saw Su Mei, you were shocked by her beauty. She was an innocent girl of 18 years old, but she had a natural charm, which was no worse than Liu Ruyue. The only pity is that her eyes are snow white and she is born blind. Just when you were secretly feeling regretful and at the same time feeling fortunate that your disguise could be more successful, you heard Su Mei speak. Quote, "Brother, you're back. I'm hungry. Quote, I'll go cook." You know that the other person has a cold personality, and you are also a little hungry at the moment, so you play the role of Su Meng and walk towards the kitchen. Because you have been living a life of luxury for too long, your cooking skills are almost gone. After fiddling with it for a long time, you finally cooked 2 dishes and served them out. You, brother and sister, sat at the dining table to eat. You tasted the dish and found it was too salty. Too much salt was added, but Su Mei ate it without changing her expression. After dinner, you washed the dishes and you both went back to your rooms to rest. After returning to the room, you began to use your resources to practice, hoping to improve your strength as quickly as possible and gain more trump cards. You begin to practice the Ancient Dragon Elephant Sutra, but suddenly find that your practice speed seems to have increased a lot, and the spiritual energy around you has become more active. You are awakened by this sudden change and look towards the room across the wall. It is Su Mei's room, and it is also the place where spiritual energy gathers and is the most concentrated. You realize Su Mei's peculiarity. She seems to have a special physique and something extraordinary. She is very likely to be a destined heroine like Liu Ruyue. Another destined heroine. Liu Gan was a little surprised. He didn't expect to find another one so soon. However, if you think about it carefully, Su Mei's experience seems to have the potential to become the destined heroine. Born as an orphan, he is also blind and lives with his brother. His brother died as a substitute, leaving him alone and helpless. He also has a physical condition that accelerates his cultivation. If it weren't for the simulators, who took the initiative to come to her, Su Mei's fate after losing her brother's protection would have been predictable. At this time, if a destined protagonist comes out to save the situation, it would be just right. In this case, I have taken advantage of it in advance. The next day, you found that your cultivation had advanced by leaps and bounds, and was about to reach the high level of the magical power realm. Both your magical powers, shadow simulation, and dragon elephant domination body, had been enhanced. After knowing this, you did not take any special action, but continued to play the role of Su Meng. In the morning, you went to the logistics department of Magic City University to do chores and gather information. Then, you went home to cook for Su Mei and practiced at night. On the first day, your physical cultivation reached the high level of the supernatural power realm, and the ancient dragon elephant sutra underwent a transformation, and your body gained the power of a dragon. The next day, you began to consume a large amount of resources and tried to break through. After 6 hours of impact, you finally succeeded in breaking through to the peak of the supernatural power realm. On the third day, you began to try to break through the fifth realm of mountains and rivers, but you felt a resistance. Knowing that it would take some time, you decisively switched to practicing Thousand Shadows magic skills and Talisman True Book to enhance your trump card strength. On the fourth day, you discovered that the Thousand Shadows magic art had reached the peak of the fourth level, and you gained an additional ability called Escape from the Shadow, which allowed you to escape into the shadows, walk in the shadows, and hide your body. At the same time, your attainments in talismans have also been enhanced. You drew a second level, Lightning Talisman, for the first time, and you successfully became a second level talisman master. Question mark. Chapter 23, Sneak into the Li family and investigate the enemy's situation. You discovered that when you were close to Su Mei, your chances of success in drawing talismans would greatly increase. In just a few days, you drew quite a few low-level talismans. Although their lethality was not strong, they could be very effective under special circumstances. For 5 consecutive days, your strength, realm, and trump cards have been enhanced in all aspects. Question mark. At the same time, you have been paying close attention to the situation outside. But what may surprise you is that the capital of Daxia is still calm, and the Liu family has not made any moves at all. You should know that in the previous simulation, when it was confirmed that you were assassinated, almost the entire Liu family went out to get back at your expense. Could it be that Liu Zhang did not pass on the situation? Or did something go wrong in the middle? You realized that something might have gone wrong in the capital of Daxia, or that the Liu family was planning something but keeping it secret. Another new change. Liu Gan's heart sank as he looked at the new changes appearing in the simulator. According to his expectations, after the Liu family received the information, there would definitely be quite a stir. Even replicating the battle with the Jiyu family of Daxia in the second simulation is not impossible. Even the Magic City will face the Liu family's wrath. But now he is so low-key. Could it be that the Liu family has found out something else? In addition to the Jiyu family, there are other forces behind the scenes. Among them, there is more than one celestial family involved. That's right, he is just a small fry, but if he knows some things, he can find out a lot of people. What's more, the Liu family is a behemoth. This sudden change has made you more cautious. Before, you had only been jealous of others among the younger generation, but had never participated in a high-level fight. And you found out that some time ago, the mysterious secret realm that appeared in the sea area of the Demon City disappeared after appearing once. This temporarily dispelled your idea of going there to explore. You lurked more carefully, maintaining Su Meng's identity, and worked as a handyman in the logistics department of Magic City University. From the casual conversations between teachers and students, you learned about some dramatic changes in Magic City. Have you heard? The playboy from the imperial capital seems to have disappeared. Now many people are looking for him. I heard that it is related to the school beauty Liu Ruyue. I heard that Zhao Kun, the eldest son of the Zhao family, was murdered by Liu Ruyue, that country bumpkin bodyguard. The Zhao family went crazy and dug the ground to find the murderer. Have you heard that the bumpkin Yi Chen not only killed the people of the Zhao family, but also made a big fuss at the Li family, claiming that Liu Gan was killed by him and that it had nothing to do with the Liu family? Unlike the tranquility of the Great Xia capital, the demonic capital was in turmoil. The most shocking thing was the suspected disappearance of Liu Gan, the second son of the Great Xia family. Yes, your death seems to have alarmed the big shots in the Demon City. They seem to be preparing to do their best to bury you first, and then frantically search for the murderer. Because the Chenying assassin disguised himself as Liu Ruyue and assassinated Liu Gan, the Liu family, a second-rate family, was regarded as a suspect by the Li family. In addition, there is the murder of Zhao Kun. Now the Zhao family has fallen into madness. The ancestor of the Zhao family has issued a bounty order to arrest the protagonist of Destiny, Yi Chen. It is said that a few days ago, Yi Chen was surrounded and killed by several mountain and river realm masters of the Zhao family, but he finally escaped and killed some of the Zhao family's masters. After learning about the Liu family's accident, Yi Chen also made a big fuss at the Li family, claiming that he was responsible for Liu Gan's death and that it had nothing to do with Liu Ruyue, and took all the blame on himself. Now, Liu Ruyue, the destined heroine, and Yi Chen, the destined protagonist, have both fallen into considerable trouble due to your calculations and layout. Suddenly, you saw a supervisor from the logistics department of Shanghai University gossiping mysteriously with someone, and you leaned in to listen. The Li family specially invited a ghost doctor. I heard that the ancestor of the Li family was seriously injured and fell into a coma. The ancestor of the Li family was seriously injured. You were a little surprised. You figured it out. The black-clothed warrior who had fought with Liu Zhang before should be the ancestor of the Li family. At that time, the opponent was injured by the furious Liu Zhang. Afterwards, Yi Chen caused a big disturbance in the Li family again, and most likely used the 9 steps to heaven again. The ancestor of the Li family was probably beaten again. Nowadays, being beaten seriously and falling into coma doesn't seem strange. The ghost doctor is a very evil physician in the Great Xia Empire. He has a custom when treating patients, that is, to save one person, he must kill one person. And you have to wait until someone is killed before you can save someone. You didn't have much doubt about what the head of the logistics department said. The Magic City University is one of the top universities in the empire, and its level is not low. You can be exposed to many things. This is why you chose the identity of Su Meng. Subscribe to Chinese Novel Audio Wave. After hearing the news that the ancestor of the Li family was seriously injured and unconscious, you already had some ideas. You plan to sneak into the Li family and investigate the situation to see if you can find out anything about the mastermind behind the scenes. After making up your mind, you asked for leave from the head of the logistics department, saying that your sister was sick and you had to go back to take care of her, and he agreed. After making up your mind, you used the 1000 Shadows magic skill, changed your face again, and rushed towards the Li family. You are not unfamiliar with the Li family. When you first arrived in the Magic City, you stayed there for a few days. Naturally, you know its location and rushed there with ease. Soon, they arrived outside the Li family. At this time, the door of the Li family opened, and Li Yong was following an old man with a gloomy face out with a flattering expression on his face. Listening to the conversation, you learned that the gloomy old man was the legendary Ghost Doctor. Don't worry, Senior Ghost Doctor. We in the Li family understand your rules. We promise that within 3 days, we will deliver the target's head to you. The Ghost Doctor nodded arrogantly, and suddenly, he looked in the direction where you were hiding. You were startled and quickly restrained your breath, silently saying, "You can't see me," while activating this red talent blessing. You realize that the opponent's strength is probably not simple. He can actually break the 1000 Shadows magic art and vaguely sense your existence. His strength is probably above Liu Zhang. He is at least a saint-level expert. Soon, perhaps because "you can't see me" was successfully activated, the Ghost Doctor frowned slightly, retracted his gaze, and left under the escort of Li Yong. Seeing that Li Yong was about to turn around and go back home, you used the shadow escape you had just learned and instantly hid in his shadow, preparing to follow him and enter the Li family together. Li Yong was not aware of this at all and walked into the Li family. You also successfully infiltrated it. Master. Li Yong walked towards the backyard, and the servants around him bowed their heads respectfully along the way. At this moment, Li Yong no longer bows down in front of you as before, but instead has a proud look on his face. Soon, under your gaze, he came to the backyard and entered a study room. There was an elegant middle-aged man in the study room, who was none other than Li Jie, the head of the Li family. The father and son had a brief conversation about the ghost doctor, and their words confirmed that the ancestor of the Li family was indeed in a coma. Perhaps unable to bear the doubts in his heart, Li Yong couldn't help but ask. "Father, what should we do about Liu Gan's incident? That's the Liu family. It's been going on for 5 days. I'm really worried." "Don't worry, the higher-ups have already taken action in the imperial capital. Someone will contain the Liu family. The Liu family will not be able to interfere with the magic capital in the short term." The words of Li family patriarch Li Jie startled you. Sure enough, something happened to the Liu family in the imperial capital. Chapter 24. Quickly escape. If you want to firmly control the Liu family and prevent even the demon city from interfering, it is definitely impossible for the Jiyu family alone. There must be other forces involved. The power of the mastermind behind the scenes seems to be greater than you imagined. Hearing this news, Li Yong breathed a sigh of relief. That's good. As long as the Liu family can't make a move, there is nothing for my Li family to fear in the Magic City. It's a pity that Yi Chen, that B******************, actually dared to make a scene in my Li family and injured the ancestor, bringing shame to my Li family. Hee, but that kid was captured by the Venerable 2 days ago. Searching his soul and interrogating him about the existence of that secret technique will yield results soon. Yi Chen was caught. When you heard this news, you were somewhat shocked. You didn't expect that Yi Chen, the destined protagonist, was captured and his soul searched by a being called the Venerable. Not caring that you haven't received any other news about the other party in the past few days. Originally, you wanted to take advantage of the opportunity to snatch Yi Chen's 9 steps to heaven, but unexpectedly, someone got there first. However, who is the Venerable mentioned by the Li family father and son? You are confused and want to continue eavesdropping, but the Li family father and son seem to be very sensitive about it. They only say a few words and then stop talking about it, instead changing the subject. Li Jie, the head of the Li family, also asked for information about the person the ghost doctor wanted to kill. Father, the target that the ghost doctor wants us to kill this time seems to be a hybrid of a human and a ghost. I have just arranged for someone to go there. Suddenly, Li Yong changed the subject, took out a photo from his arms and handed it over. You are hiding in the shadows, but at this moment you just catch a glimpse of the figure in the photo with your peripheral vision. The target in the photo is actually a young girl. It's Su Mei. Your pupils shrink, your heart is shocked, and a slight fluctuation of your breath is revealed inadvertently. Who is it? The Li family patriarch noticed it instantly and shouted. Boom. Knowing that you were exposed, you did not hesitate, and bravely escaped from the shadows, decisively activating the magical power, Dragon Elephant Tyrant Body. Suddenly, 2 punches were thrown out, and a vast dragon roar broke out, which was the fully developed, Kang Mang Tyrant Dragon Fist. With the power of 2 dragons, and the blessing of the Kang Mang Tyrant Dragon Fist, 1 punch of yours is enough to smash a mountain. You killed the astonished Li Yong with 1 punch, leaving not even a complete corpse. No, Yanger. The patriarch of the Li family was filled with shock and anger, and he burst out with a terrifying aura of the 6th realm. He also punched you, wanting to fight you head-on. Boom. The study is broken. The patriarch of the Li family was pushed back several steps, and shouted in disbelief, 8th level heavenly martial arts. You have no expression on your face and instantly enter the supreme mode, but you feel a horrible pain. Your right arm seems to lose consciousness, but you take advantage of the recoil force of the fist and fly out. You put oil on your feet, turn into a shadow, and run away. Swish, swish, swish. One after another, lightning talismans flew out from the storage bag, hundreds and thousands of them, all of which were your harvest in the past few days, and exploded in the Li family in an instant. The terrifying lightning illuminated everyone's vision and exploded, causing countless people to scream. How dare you? Who dares to come to my Li family to cause trouble? Ah! Ah! My eyes! At this moment, you are afraid of awakening the unconscious Li family ancestor, so you hide in the shadows and only want to run away without any intention of fighting. Aren't you Yi Chen, who has the 9 steps into heaven, and can unleash the combat power of several realms? In terms of strength, you are still a little weak. But fortunately, under the cover of lightning, you successfully escaped from the Li family and quickly returned home, wanting to take Su Mei away faster than the people in the Li family. Although it is unclear why the ghost doctor designated Su Mei as the target to be killed. But you promised Su Meng that you would do your best to take good care of his sister, so naturally you don't want to go back on your word. After all, the other party risked his life to protect you from the disaster, completing the strategy of escaping from the shell. As long as your life is not at stake, you are still willing to keep your vows and promises. I hope it's still in time. If it's too late, I can only think about getting stronger and taking revenge for him in the future. You have almost used the 1,000 Shadows magic art to the extreme, transforming into a shadow, and with the help of Grease the Feet and the 2nd level talisman, Godspeed. Talisman, you are almost breaking the speed of sound. Even the 5th level mountains and rivers will be defeated. At this moment, you seem to have a new understanding of the 1,000 Shadows magic art, and have completely entered the 5th level. You have mastered a new magical ability, shadow changing. Teleport. The mind unites and the form is changed. It consumes mental strength and spiritual energy and can achieve near-instant teleportation. You can also carry living or dead objects together, but the consumption will also increase. Shape change. I actually got the magical talent of teleportation. Liu Gan was somewhat surprised, but he did not expect that he would be able to obtain a new life-saving power at the critical moment. Sure enough, my own cultivation talent and ability are not to be underestimated. You try to use shadow change, and the appearance of Su Meng's home begins to appear in your mind, and everything around you begins to become blurry and upside down. The next moment, you find yourself being moved to the vicinity of Magic City University. Although it is still some distance away from the destination, it is not far away. Just now, you teleported at least 10 miles in a moment. When your cultivation level increases dramatically in the future, the magical power of shapeshifting may be able to exert an effect that is no less effective than the life-substituting blood escape talisman. Just as you feel pleasantly surprised, you suddenly feel a sense of weakness, and the spiritual energy and mental strength in your body become sluggish. Oops, the consumption is too great, it's almost drained. You quickly took out bottles of pills and stuffed them into your mouth, finally regaining some strength. You begin to become cautious and head towards Su Meng's house carefully. Maybe you were lucky. When you arrived, the people from the Li family had not arrived yet. It seems that I am lucky and destiny is in my hands. You straightened your clothes, transformed into the appearance of Su Meng, revealed your figure, pushed open the door, and walked in. Drip, drip, drip. The TV made a rustling sound. There was no picture, only a blur of black and white making a weird sound. On the sofa in the room, Su Mei's figure is facing away from you, the TV is on, and she seems to be eating snacks. You walked up to her, grabbed her hand, and said as calmly as possible, "Mayor, my brother has found a new place to live. I'll take you there first." Question mark. Drop. Question mark. A drop of blood dripped onto your hand. Your expression instantly became stiff, and you saw that Su Mei's pair of snow-white eyes disappeared without a trace, and turned into 2 empty bloody holes. Her expression was distorted, like a controlled, broken rag doll, and she made a slight sound. Run, quickly. Chapter 25, Heavenly Man. Looking at Su Mei, whose eyes seemed to have been gouged out, a chill suddenly surged from your spine, making you feel as if you had fallen into an icy cave. You instantly realized that you had been trapped. The people from the Li family, no, the people behind the scenes are here. Question mark. Boom. Without hesitation, you draw on the spiritual energy, sever your own heart meridian, and take the initiative to activate the life-saving blood escape talisman. The shadow of a blood-colored demon bat appears above your head, ready to take you away. He, you are such a decisive boy, but can you leave? A strange laugh came from inside the room. It was like the light of a brilliant galaxy suddenly blooming and condensing into a huge chain. With the power of space, it instantly blocked the blood demon bat, and forcibly interrupted the escape effect of the life substitute blood escape talisman. A heavenly level talisman. It also has a rare space attribute and is the legendary sealing talisman. As a talisman master, when you saw the space shackles, your pupils shrank and your heart instantly sank. The scarcity of the sealing talisman is even higher than that of the life substitute blood escape talisman. It is specially used to seal the surrounding space and break all escape techniques. It is obvious that the other party is coming for him, and he also knows that you have the trump card of life substitution blood escape talisman. It can be said that the first life substitution blood escape talisman on you is now useless. I just don't know if the other party has a second sealing talisman. Your heart was tensed, and you wanted to struggle, but you found that the spiritual energy in your body was also sealed, and you could not move. You did not get discouraged, and quietly entered the supreme mode, calmed yourself down, and began to struggle. It's just as that person said. You really have a life-replacing blood escape talisman on you. If you hadn't brought the sealing talisman with you before leaving, I don't know how much effort it would have taken. Trample, trample, trample. The door of your room is suddenly pushed open, and an old man with a gloomy face and a strange aura slowly walks out with an evil smile on his face. Quote, it's you. When you saw that person's face, your pupils shrank and you instantly recognized him. It was the ghost Dr. Yi Wuji who had walked out of the Li family before. What shocked you even more was that you actually felt a vague, boundless and heavenly pressure from the other person. The other party is actually a celestial being. The mastermind behind the scenes was able to dispatch a celestial being to target him. Perhaps because he thought he had a sure win, or perhaps because he thought you were about to die, the other party did not attack directly. Instead, a he smile appeared on his face. Quote, yes, it is me. I never thought that I would meet a little girl with cursed pupils while on a business trip here. However, this little girl is really stubborn and strong-willed. Not only is she unwilling to say anything about you, she also intends to curse me. If she succeeds, even I, a celestial being, will be in big trouble. Luckily I acted quickly and destroyed her eyes directly. If she wasn't still somewhat useful as bait, I would have killed her long ago and used her flesh and blood to feed my spirit pet. Brother, I feel hurt. Su Mei hugged her legs, curled up, and shivered. Listening to the other party's words, you looked at Su Mei, who was curled up on the sofa in front of you, with blank eyes and only bloody holes. In an instant, you felt your blood boiling and murderous intent filled the air. After spending several days together, you have already taken on the role of older brother, and subconsciously regarded Su Mei as your sister. Now, seeing that Su Mei's eyes were blinded in order to protect you, the rage in my heart almost burns her. At this moment, he only regretted that he had not ambushed Yi Chen before and find ways to seize the 9 steps to heaven. Otherwise, I would have to fight to the death with the old B*************** D in front of me. Under the trend of anger, your heartbeat begins to accelerate, and the Supreme Emperor bone begins to become hot, as if some kind of terrifying power is awakening and reviving. The ban on you begins to waver. Although you didn't get the cursed eye, you do have a lot of secrets, Liu family boy. When you were outside the Li family's gate before, you were able to avoid my perception and suddenly disappeared. Otherwise, why would I have spent so much effort to capture you? Ghost Dr. Yi Wuji has an amused look on his face, as if he already knew about your plan to escape. Your eyes narrowed, realizing that you had been discovered by the other party when you were outside the Li family before. If it weren't for the red talent, you can't see me, taking effect and confusing the other party, you would have been caught long ago. Suddenly, you thought of the conversation between the father and son of the Li family. A few days ago, a venerable came and arrested Yi Chen. You glanced at the room where Yi Wuji had just walked out of strangely, and vaguely saw a tortured and dying figure with a broken arm lying on the ground motionless. You were startled, but then you quickly calmed down. The reason why the other party captured Yi Chen must be that they were planning to seize the 9 steps to heaven, but now they are still carrying Yi Chen as a burden, which must mean that they have not yet obtained the secret method of 9 steps to heaven. In this case, there is still a glimmer of possibility, so we can give it a try. Now you are ready to fight to the death and fight for a chance of survival. The worst that can happen is death. Closing square bracket. Even if it fails, it would be best if you could get the identity of the mastermind from the other party. You are the venerable one. He, interesting boy, it seems you know a lot. Ghost Dr. Liu Ruyue was a little surprised. There were many people who knew his name, the venerable, even those from the forces behind him. He didn't expect that the kid from the Liu family knew it. The assassin who disguised himself as Liu Ruyue was also in the same group with you. To be able to use a celestial being as a pawn, the master behind you must be no ordinary person. You suddenly speak up, but you still remember that the other person just mentioned coming to the Magic City, and he meant, on business trip. At the same time, the corner of your eyes was fixed on Yi Chen, who was lying in the inner room like a dead dog, motionless. When you mentioned the name, Liu Ruyue, Yi Chen seemed to tremble for a moment. Damn it, I knew these destined protagonists wouldn't die so easily, they all just keep dying like nobody's business. Question mark. You secretly complain in your heart. Liu family kid, don't expect to trick me, and don't expect anyone to save you. Now, the Liu family is in a difficult situation, unable to protect themselves, and can no longer take care of you. The ghost doctor sneered and revealed another shocking piece of news. The Supreme Emperor bone in your body is not something I can touch, but I am jealous of your ability to deceive the perception of the gods. As long as you hand it over, I can make the decision and give you a quick death. Chapter 26. Liu Gan, old man, who said you were the only celestial being in the demon city. You are somewhat surprised that the ghost doctor venerable actually covets your red talent, you can't see me. At the same time, you also realize that the other party dare not take your Supreme Emperor bone alone, but he also has his own greed. That's right, the effect of the red talent, you can't see me, is indeed worthy of the envy of all gods and humans. This is because your current strength is too low. If anything, you are also a celestial being. With this talent that can deceive the five senses, you can become the most terrifying assassin and scare countless bigwigs. Okay, but a secret technique is not something that can be easily passed on. Since you want my secret technique, then come over here and I'll tell you directly. I hope you can keep your promise and let me go in peace. You pretended to be hesitant and finally sighed. Question mark. Once you know the other party's greed, you plan to take advantage of it. Judging from his behavior just now, the other party is extremely conceited and doesn't seem to take you seriously. After all, in the other person's eyes, you are just a trapped ant. Kid from the Liu family, I hope you can see the situation clearly and not try any tricks. The ghost doctor said coldly as he stepped forward. Just as you expected, the other party's arrogance and contempt, even if he thinks you might be up to something, but due to the invincible fighting power of heaven and man, he doesn't take it seriously at all. Moreover, the other party obviously has full confidence in the sealing talisman, and does not think that you can break the restrictions on your body at all. But what the other party doesn't know is that at this moment, under the influence of the Supreme Emperor bone, the seal on your body is already shaky and can be broken at any time. Kang Mang Ba long fist. Just as the ghost doctor approached and put his ear to you, the spiritual energy in your body erupted and you entered the supreme mode, again, instantly breaking free and punching out fiercely. Question mark. Boom. At this moment, at the critical moment of life and death, a boiling warm current suddenly gushed out of your Supreme Emperor bone, impacting the realm barrier, and you broke through from the peak of the fourth realm of magical powers to the fifth realm of mountains and rivers. The mountain and river realm condenses the yin and yang energies of heaven and earth. One can borrow the power of mountains and rivers, and be as still as a mountain and as powerful as thunder, with tremendous force. At this moment, you forcibly borrowed the power of the earth under your feet, like a huge Bujo mountain, punching out with a deafening sound, suppressing everything. The force of this punch is so great that even a sixth-level transcendent would have to avoid it. But even such a terrifying punch was caught by the ghost doctor with ease. The next moment, you felt a sharp pain and the bones in your right arm were directly broken, turning into a knot. I knew you wouldn't age, the ghost doctor sneered. Yi Chen, after I die, you will be the next one. You activated the second life substitution blood escape talisman on your body, pounced towards the opponent, and hugged the ghost doctor tightly. Question mark. Boom. Liu Gan, you are so cruel. Yi Chen, who had been pretending to be dead in the room, suddenly jumped up and took 3 steps in a row. He instantly broke through from the 4th level of supernatural power to the 7th level of sainthood. Question mark. Then, a soul fluctuation emerged from Yi Chen's body, and he took another half step forward with force. Most of his body cracked, and a faint aura of heaven and man emerged. He came infinitely close and slapped the ghost doctor venerable with a fierce palm. You actually have a second life-saving blood escape talisman. According to the intelligence, it is impossible that Liu Shou gave you one at that time. Faced with the sudden attack, Ghost Doctor Venerable changed slightly. He was shocked that Yi Chen could still burst out the combat power of a half-step celestial being, and even more shocked that Liu Gan still had a life-saving blood escape talisman on him. Compared to the threat behind him, if Liu Gan escapes now, he will be in big trouble. Give me a title. Another, sealing talisman, appeared, condensing into a space shackle, locking up Liu Gan who was about to escape. Question mark. Boom. Under your expectant gaze, the defenseless ghost doctor was hit by Yi Chen's palm from behind. His body trembled, but he was not seriously injured as imagined. Instead, a sneer appeared at the corner of his mouth. How is this possible? Yi Chen screamed in astonishment. Question mark. Boom. A burst of heavenly energy exploded, and most of Yi Chen's body was shattered. He flew out and lay on the ground, motionless, and his life or death was unknown. It's a really good trick, but you two little brats still underestimate my heavenly body. What is a celestial being? A celestial being is already a half immortal. Although they are not invulnerable to all attacks, they can draw on the spiritual energy of heaven and earth at any time and place to form a celestial being domain, to resist all damage. As long as the domain is not broken, the celestial being cannot be harmed at all. Hearing the other party's smug smile, your heart sank. After all, you still underestimated the horror of the heavenly man realm. This sudden fatal attack was unable to even shake the opponent's defense. Subscribe to Chinese novel Audio Wave. Su Mei, who was standing by, had been knocked unconscious by the aftermath of the battle. You were grabbed by the neck by the ghost doctor and lifted up harshly, making it difficult for you to breathe. As expected of you, you are his bloodline. If I hadn't already reached the 3rd level of heavenly being, I would have been in trouble just now. The ghost doctor sneered. Although he appeared calm on the surface, the cold sweat on his forehead exposed his guilty conscience. When you heard about the 3rd level celestial being, you suddenly realized and felt a little regretful. From the other party's tone, if it was a newly promoted celestial being, he would have succeeded and severely injured him. What do you mean by the bloodline of that person you mentioned? There are huge waves in your heart, and you seem to realize something. Perhaps he realized that he had said the wrong thing. A trace of panic and fear flashed in the eyes of the ghost doctor, and he immediately shut up and did not continue to mention the previous topic. I wanted to give you a chance, but since that's the case, I can only search your soul. Although the memories I get from searching your soul will be incomplete, it doesn't matter. He shattered your dantian with one palm, and all your cultivation began to dissipate. I think that soon, I will become a completely useless person. You know, the ability to search souls is 2 different concepts for cultivators and mortals. The latter have no cultivation and cannot resist, so they can obtain more memories. How does it feel to have your entire cultivation destroyed? Don't worry, this is just the beginning. I will torture you well. Perhaps in order to get back at his enemies, the ghost doctor has a ferocious look on his face, and he breaks your meridians bit by bit. The excruciating pain made you groan, but you forced yourself not to scream. You damned little b****************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************** broken, but no one will come to save you. In the entire demon city, who dares to offend me, the only celestial being? Faced with the opponent's torture, you slowly raised your head, your face remained calm, without any despair, but instead had a sense of confidence that you were in control of the overall situation. Ahem, old man, who said you were the only one in the demon city who is a god? Chapter 27, Fifth Transformation to Heaven. More than one celestial being. The ghost doctor was stunned at first, then looked down upon thinking that this was another trick of yours and naturally did not want to believe it. Where do so many celestial beings come from? This stuff is not cabbage. The cunning little. If you don't take action, someone will really die. You suddenly shouted. This sudden action frightened the ghost doctor so much that he looked around suspiciously, but he didn't see a single hair. He immediately became furious, his head was smoking with anger, and he knew he was fooled again. You are so brave, little b***********************. Look at me, I will pluck out your life and let you experience the pain of dying. Faced with the furious ghost doctor, you remained calm and fearless, and just stared at him coldly. Tear it up. When the ghost doctor was about to take action, a flower suddenly appeared in front of his eyes, and scarlet blood petals appeared. The blood-colored petals suddenly changed, and a flawless white arm stretched out, without any pressure, as if returning to nature, and slapped the ghost doctor's forehead. Boom. The ghost doctor Venerable, who was so arrogant just now, had half of his skull smashed in an instant. His face became stiff, his body trembled, and he fell to the ground, twitching for a while. As you gaze, a mysterious figure wearing a blood lotus spruce and surrounded by blood-colored petals, with a stunning face and exuding an aura of unity between man and nature, slowly appears. This mysterious figure is none other than Liu Ruyue, a 5th-level celestial being. How could there be someone like you in the demon city? The ghost doctor, with only half of his head left, stared at her blankly, with an expression as if he had seen a ghost in his eyes. You can't kill me, I am noisy. When the ghost doctor was about to introduce himself, Liu Ruyue's brows slightly frowned, murderous intent filled the air, and blood-colored petals fell, instantly piercing his head. Snap. The ghost doctor is dead. You silently watched the scene in front of you, as well as the familiar yet unfamiliar figure, but your heart was filled with turbulent waves. Just as you said before, there is certainly more than one celestial being in the entire demon city, Ghost Doctor Venerable. There is also Liu Ruyue. From the beginning to the end, you have been delaying time just to hold on until the opponent, the biggest anomaly, appears. Before Liu Ruyue showed up, you had thought about a lot, but you never thought that he could kill the Ghost Doctor so easily. 5th transformation heavenly being. You always thought you overestimated the other person, but you didn't expect that you still underestimated him. Judging from the shocked expression on Ghost Doctor Venerable's face, a 5th-level celestial being is a rare super powerful expert even in the Great Xia Empire. 5th transformation heavenly being. Liu Gan clenched his fist slightly, unable to believe that the true strength of Liu Ruyue, who was lying outside at the moment, was so terrifying. With just one move, he instantly killed the ghost doctor sent by the mastermind behind the scenes. Liu Zhang, do you know how the heaven realm is divided? Liu Gan suddenly asked. You know too little about this high-level realm. However, as your protector, Liu Zhang should know this. Liu Zhang, who was driving, was stunned and a little surprised, but he did not hide it. Master Liu, the heavenly man realm is divided into 9 levels, each level is a different level. How many levels of heaven is this old man? The old man that Liu Gan mentioned is naturally the ancestor of the Liu family. To be honest, perhaps because he was unable to practice before, as a direct descendant of the Liu family, he has never known much about the Liu family's biggest trump card. 30 years ago, the ancestor was already a 7th-level celestial being. Currently, no one knows his true realm. Liu Zhang answered truthfully. 7th transformation of heaven. After learning the answer, Liu Gan felt no joy in his heart, but instead felt depressed. According to the ghost doctor, the Liu family was already in a desperate situation at that time, unable to save itself. This means that at that time, at least one 7th-level celestial being took action to block the ancestor of the Liu family. What's even more terrible is that the Liu family has more than just the ancestor of the Liu family, who is a genius. There are also others. But none of them showed up, which means they were stopped or something happened. In this case, the mastermind behind the scenes could also send a 3rd-level celestial being to the demon city to kill him. The power behind it is a little too terrifying. When the ghost Doctor Venerable was angry, he mentioned, when he introduced himself, but he quickly changed his words. Could it be that he wanted to say, our family? Plus, at the beginning, he said that he was on official business this time. Could it be that he is a dead eunuch? The mastermind behind this, who is able to drive a heavenly eunuch to kill me, must be someone from the Great Shou royal family. Boom. Liu Gan's mind was clear. At this moment, he had a general idea of the identity of the mastermind behind the scenes for the first time. The Great Shou royal family. Trample, trample, trample. Liu Ruyue walked up to you step by step, looking down at you, his indifferent eyes without a trace of emotion. Quote. You know I'm always here. Quote. Guessed it, let's take a gamble. You answered calmly. From the previous 2 villain simulations, you discovered that Liu Ruyue, the destined heroine, is a hidden celestial being. But unlike the malicious intentions of the mastermind behind the scenes, Liu Ruyue does not seem to have much ill will towards you, but he also has some intentions. This means that the other party may be able to save his life at a critical moment. And Liu Ruyue's attitude and behavior at this moment also indirectly illuminated this point. Can you tell me how I was exposed? Seeing that Liu Ruyue did not make any other moves, you took the opportunity to ask the doubts in your heart. Unexpectedly, Liu Ruyue also gave a friendly answer. Your strategy of escape plan is good, but it is still too immature. Supreme Emperor Bone is a natural divine object and cannot be easily destroyed. Moreover, your plan still has a big loophole. Someone took the ashes of your substitute for DNA verification and eventually found out your disguised identity. Of course, you also indirectly got a few days of breathing time. I see, you suddenly realized, and then fell silent. Sure enough, there are no fools in this world. I thought I was smart, but in the end I was treated as a fool. If Liu Ruyue hadn't appeared, you would have died a miserable death. Since you know of my existence, I guess you already know something. Liu Ruyue did not comment and looked at you calmly. Seeing that Liu Ruyue was trying to test you, you thought for a moment and answered cautiously, for example, you are greedy for my body. Chapter 28. Liu gone, the toad's blood is gone. Boom. The atmosphere suddenly became awkward. You can clearly see that Liu Ruyue's seemingly indifferent face suddenly showed a hint of anger, and his fist seemed to be clenched for a moment. When you see this reaction, you know you are right. As early as in the previous 2 simulations, you found that Liu Ruyue was always easily picked up by you. This mysterious celestial being seemed to be coveting your body. However, what's interesting is that the other party doesn't seem to really like you, because at the last moment of the first 2 simulations, the other party did not rescue you. On the contrary, in this simulation, you did not pick up the drunk girl at the beginning, but ignored her. However, the other party rescued her at the critical moment of life and death. If I'm not mistaken, the other party's real purpose is to obtain my bloodline. Get rid of the father. Keep the son. Before achieving this goal, the other party will not watch me die, and will protect me afterwards. It seems that there have always been 2 forces in the Magic City, one wants to kill me, and the other wants to protect me. You don't know what Liu Ruyue's purpose is in protecting you. Maybe he wants to replicate the Supreme Emperor Bone in your body through bloodline, or maybe it's for other reasons. But, at this moment, you know clearly that the other party has no ill will towards you from the beginning to the end. This is the biggest gain. Otherwise, the other party might use some overbearing means to force the other party to do something, instead of using gentle means that go with the flow and proceed step by step. In a sense, the other party seems to respect your choice. Perhaps this is a breakthrough. I can use Liu Ruyue to learn about the situation in the capital of Daxia, especially the situation of the Liu family. Liu Gan's heart was moved, and he immediately realized that this was an opportunity. This mysterious person Liu Ruyue seems to know a lot of things. The forces behind the scenes will not even be afraid of the mastermind behind the scenes. Otherwise, he wouldn't dare to kill the ghost doctor directly. As long as the self in the villain simulator is not stupid, he will use this opportunity to ask the other party about the situation. And at this moment, the self in the simulator is doing the same. You realize the other party's goodwill, and at the same time you realize that this is a possibility to get in touch with all the truth. Sir, may I ask? Boom. You've suffered a heavy blow to the head. In the last moment of your coma, you saw a certain angel who was furious and clenched his fists. You know, it seems like a bit too much. Liu Ruyue's faint voice appeared. You completely lost consciousness. You fell into a coma. You were unconscious and got slapped. Your innocence has been taken away. You got slapped again. Liu gone. No way. That's too much. I originally thought it was an opportunity to get in touch with the truth. Unexpectedly, the other party became so angry that he knocked me unconscious with just one punch. If I had known this earlier, I wouldn't have angered the other person. Of course, Liu Gan didn't really think that the other party would be really angry about such a small matter, and he was afraid that there must be other reasons. Liu Ruyue has suddenly become so overbearing out of character. I'm afraid something has gone wrong. She thought that she might not be able to save me next time, so she decided to implement the plan of killing the father and keeping the son in advance. She was even more anxious than before and could not respect my choice. Liu Gan's expression began to become solemn, and he continued to observe the situation of the villain simulator. After being in a coma for an unknown period of time, your consciousness gradually began to awaken. At the last moment before waking up, you vaguely heard Liu Ruyue's faint whisper. You shouldn't reveal that you can practice cultivation. This will only push some people into a corner. A cornered dog will jump over the wall. Liu Gan heard the turbulence contained in it. Could it be that all this was because he revealed that he was able to practice cultivation, which caused the mastermind behind the scenes to go crazy and reckless? Even in this simulation, the powerful ghost Dr. Venerable was sent in advance to attack him. Although Liu Ruyue helped him to avoid a disaster, the other disasters that followed would probably be difficult for him to deal with, or even impossible to resist. It's troublesome. It seems that before I have mastered my magical power and become invincible, I cannot easily reveal that I can practice. Otherwise, the mastermind behind the scenes will surely besiege me and kill me like crazy. That's right. With the special effect of the Supreme Emperor Bone, as long as I am given time, I will soon be able to break through to the top powerhouse. By then, they will be the ones who are in trouble. It seems that the mastermind behind this is well aware of the effects of the Supreme Emperor Bone. You woke up. Looking at the unfamiliar environment of the huge forest and the rich spiritual energy around you, you realize that you may not be in the magic city, but in a secret space. You took a look at the toad blood on your body and found that it had disappeared without a trace. It is obvious that your most precious thing was taken away by Liu Ruyue. But at this moment, you don't care about these, and Liu Ryue's last faint whisper emerges in your mind. My own cultivation has caused some people to become desperate. But how did the mastermind behind the scenes know that I could practice cultivation? In this simulation, there are only 3 people who know that they are practicing. One is Liu Zhang, one is Su Meng, and one is Liu Ruyue. Su Meng, the substitute, died because of you, so he can be ruled out. Liu Ruyue, the god who saved your life, can also be ruled out. The biggest possibility is that it was leaked by your protector Liu Zhang. Either Liu Zhang was captured and his soul searched by the mastermind on his way back to the Liu family in the imperial capital. Or there was a spy inside the Liu family, which caused the problem. In your heart, you are more inclined to the first possibility. After all, since the mastermind behind the scenes brought you to the Magic City, it is very likely that he has set up an ambush on the way out of the Magic City. But no matter which possibility it is, you know that your previous layout must have harmed Liu Zhang. At the same time, it also harmed the Liu family. If I hadn't revealed that I could practice and had reached the 4th level of magical powers, such a huge change would not have happened. You know it's useless to worry, you can only face reality. Now you are in a strange secret place, unable to leave, and unable to know the situation outside. You touched your back and found that although Liu Ruyue took away some things from you, he did not touch your Supreme Emperor Bone and gave you a chance to live for a short time and linger. But now your dantian is broken, your cultivation has dissipated, and you have become a useless person. It is impossible for you to continue practicing. You didn't give up. Since you can't practice, then hone your skills. You gather spiritual energy, and even though your dantian is broken, it will soon dissipate. At the last moment of dissipation, open the storage bag on your body and take out blank talisman paper, talisman pen and talisman ink. You are ready to calm down and hone your talisman skills. A month has passed, and you find that you have a deeper understanding of talismans. 2 months have passed, and you have begun to carefully draw the 4th level talisman, trying to break through yourself. 3 months later, you successfully drew a 4th level talisman. Although it was like waste paper without the blessing of spiritual energy and true meaning, you were extremely excited. At this moment, you are already a 4th level talisman master, but you have no cultivation in spiritual energy, so you are still a waste. You know that it is too dangerous for you to wander around in the secret realm without any cultivation, so you stay in a nearby cave. You began to fall into a state of obsession, drawing talismans like crazy. Gradually, you found that the food in the storage bag began to run out, so you ate the talisman paper as food. Half a year later, you are starving, skin and bones, your eyes are glowing green, but you are still addicted to the world of talismans. Snap! A crack appeared in the secret realm. A voice filled with surprise suddenly appeared. I spent a lot of effort to eliminate those rebels in the Liu family, and finally found you. Destroy the Liu family's rebellion. You, who are immersed in the world of talismans, were suddenly awakened by these words. Boom. A terrifying pressure descends, instantly crushing you and turning you into a ball of meat paste. You are dead. Chapter 29. The Magic City does not allow such a powerful existence. You are dead. The simulation ends. Liu Gan's pupils dilated as he stared at the bloody words on the system screen in front of him, his fists unconsciously clenched. He didn't care much about the third simulated death of the villain. At this moment, what shocked him the most was the last words of the mysterious existence that suddenly appeared in the secret realm. Destroyed the Liu family's rebellion. The Liu family, a family of heaven and man, died in just half a year, and was even labeled as a traitor. Only at this moment did Liu Gan understand why during the third simulation, he was able to stay in the secret realm for half a year. I'm afraid that by then, the mastermind behind the scenes won't be able to find him outside, so they will be busy destroying the entire Liu family and completely cutting off all his escape routes. He could imagine everything that the Liu family had gone through during that 6 months. His eldest brother, father, mother. Liu Gan gritted his teeth and suppressed the anger in his heart, not showing any sign of it, for fear that Liu Ruyue outside would notice it. The owner of the last voice, I, Liu Gan, will remember you. One day, I will kill you. Start the final settlement. The host can choose 3 from the following 6 options. The first item, Inheritance of Skills, the 5th level of the Ancient Dragon Elephant Sutra, Mountain and River Realm, the 5th level of the Thousand Shadows Magic Art, Shapeshifting. Second item, Martial Arts and Taoist Techniques, Great Mastery of the Kangmang Tyrant Dragon Fist, Minor Mastery of the Soul Drilling Technique. Third item, Talisman Master Experience, Level 4. Fourth item, Supreme Emperor Bone Supreme Mode. Fifth item, Solidified Red Talent, You Can't See Me. Item 6, A Well-Preserved Broken Arm, Yi Chen. Looking at the 6 rewards this time, Liu Gan was instantly conflicted. Except for the 6th item of waste, the other 5 rewards are almost all extremely generous. Each of these could greatly increase his strength, and he wanted them all. But now, I can only choose 3, and I have to make a choice. You can still cultivate and comprehend your cultivation and magical powers, but it's not that easy to become a 4th level talisman master. In the 3rd simulation, my Dantian was destroyed, my cultivation was completely gone, and I fell into madness. Only then did I break through to the realm of a 4th level talisman master. Subscribe to Chinese Novel Audio Wave. The status of a talisman master is extremely high and rare, almost higher than that of a cultivator of the same level. He can become a trump card for me in the future. During the 3rd simulation, the 2 sealing talismans of the Ghost Doctor Venerable crippled all my methods and forced me into a desperate situation. This shows how terrifying the talisman master is. There is also the Supreme Mode, a special form derived from the Supreme Emperor Bone, which cannot be missed. And, You Can't See Me, this red talent has saved me from danger many times. At critical moments, it can even deceive the powerful gods. Soon, Liu Gan made up his mind completely. Simulator, I choose 3rd, 4th, 5th. At this moment, he did not choose to cultivate his realm blindly like the previous 2 times. In fact, other rewards are more important. Ding, the host chooses to start the injection. Boom. A long river of time suddenly appeared and enveloped Liu Gan. He looked up and what came into view were the different lives that belonged to him. Soon, a weirdo, with ragged clothes, a gaunt face, skin and bones, green eyes, and a mad look appeared in front of him. At this moment, there were a total of 6 Dao fruits emitting different lights on the strange man's body. Swish. 4th level Talisman Master, Supreme Mode, you can't see me. These 3 Dao fruits floated out, flew towards Liu Gan, and merged into his body. The power of Liu Gan, who had different villain endings in the long river of time, was gathered into in the end, become a new individual. Liu Gan stared at the ragged and skinny weirdo in front of him. At this moment, he could still clearly feel the madness and despair in the other person's eyes. Swish. As the long river of time began to fade away, the skinny weirdo in front of him also began to turn into sand and quickly dissipated. At the last moment when the skinny weirdo was about to disappear, his crazy eyes suddenly seemed to glow with light, staring at Liu Gan in front of him. Revenge. Good. Liu Gan was stunned. This was the first time he had seen such a situation. The dead self, after being revived by the river of time, was able to reveal a trace of consciousness from his previous life. But immediately, he nodded heavily. Seeing that you agreed, the skinny weirdo showed an expression of relief and satisfaction at the last moment before disappearing. Swish. At one moment he grabbed the dark and strange Dao fruit and threw it out fiercely. Under Liu Gan's astonished gaze, the dark and strange Dao fruit directly merged into his body. Ding, congratulations to the host for receiving the gift from the long river of time, and obtaining martial arts and Taoist techniques Kangmang Ba Long Fist. Great success, Ding Hun Fa, minor success. The gift of the river of time. There is actually such an operation. Liu Gan looked at the skinny weirdo who disappeared in front of him, and seemed to have a new understanding of the villain life simulator in his mind. Those seemingly virtual, villain life simulations, were actually real lives for him at that point in time. Host. Liu Gan. Age. 18. Profession. Talisman Master, Level 4. Realm. Peak of Divine Power, 4th Realm. Kung Fu. The 4th level of the Ancient Dragon Elephant Scripture, Heavenly Level. The 4th level of the Thousand Shadows Magic Skill, Heavenly Level. The True Book of Talismans. Divine Magic. Dragon Elephant Tyrant Body, Shadow Simulation, Vast Dragon Fist, Soul Nailing Method, Supreme Mode. Constitution. Supreme Emperor Bone. Talent. Grease the soles of your feet blue, you can't see me, red. Item. Life-saving blood escape talisman. Number of simulations, 0 times. Villain points, 0. The 3 simulators of the novice period are over, and the next villain life simulation will prepare the host with enough villain points. The novice protection period is over. I have to do it myself from now on. Seeing this scene, Liu Gan knew that he had to take the next step. However, he didn't have the simulator to come back and have the chance to do it again. If you die, you die. You are really dead. However, compared to the blank slate at the beginning, I am now a completely new person. Feeling the powerful cultivation contained in his body and the blessings of his special talents, Liu Gan couldn't help but feel heroic and confident. Those 3 villain life simulations seemed like a long time ago. But in the real world, only less than 20 minutes had passed. Perhaps because Master Liu had not responded, the guard Liu Zhang in front of him reminded him, Master Liu, it seems that Miss Liu was tricked and drugged, and she escaped at the last moment. Do you want to help? He knew that this little devil of his was very interested in the school beauty Liu. Now is a great opportunity, why not grab it? However, Liu Gan's next reaction was beyond his expectations. After knowing that this was a setup to kill him, how could Liu Gan possibly do what the other party wanted? Next, he would naturally have to confront the mastermind behind this murder. Since he is regarded as one of those brainless dude, then let him know what a real dude is. Snort. How could such a thing happen under my nose? Is there still justice? Is there still law? This is against the will of heaven. This kind of thing has always been my specialty. Liu Zhang, drive and go see who this person is. Liu Gan acted like a dandy young man who was angry because of shame. He pushed open the car door, got out, dragged Liu Ruyue up and threw him directly into the car. The demon city does not allow such a powerful existence. Chapter 30. Go straight to Wanglang. Charge into the banquet. Yes, Mr. Liu. Liu Zhang was somewhat accustomed to Mr. Liu's sudden outbursts. After all, when this devil was in the imperial capital before, he caused quite a stir because of a woman and even broke 2 heads of a kid from the Jiyu family. Now, it is normal to want to stir up trouble because of a woman. Just as Mr. Liu said, before he came, it didn't matter what happened in the Magic City. But after he came, the Magic City would not allow anyone else to be so powerful except him. This is the weight of the Great Xia family. Century Hotel, Supreme Private Room. A special, birthday party, is being held at this moment. Almost all those who can attend the birthday party are well-known figures in the Demon City, including some powerful people. This is because the host of this birthday party is Zhao Kun, the eldest son of the Zhao family. Zhao Kun is one of the 4 great families in Shanghai and the heir of the Zhao family. The family power behind it spans almost the entire Magic City. In the hearts of many people in Magic City, the 4 great families of Magic City are the real masters of Magic City and the real sky. Even the chief officer, appointed by the royal family of Daxia, had to maintain good relations with these local powerful families. At this moment, all the guests present naturally came to please Zhao Kun, the future head of a wealthy family. However, Zhao Kun, who was the core of the group and was being complimented by countless people, frowned slightly and looked towards the bathroom from time to time with a look of impatience on his face. What's going on? Liu Ruyue has been in the bathroom for almost 20 minutes. Why hasn't he come out yet? Could it be that the drug in there is taking effect? This banquet tonight seemed to be to celebrate his 26th birthday. But in fact, the real purpose is not to drink. He has always coveted Liu Ruyue, the cool and beautiful school girl, but has never been able to get what he wants. Although the Liu family is only a second-rate family in the Magic City, inferior to the Zhao family, Liu Ruyue is naturally cold, aloof and arrogant. Before, when he was at Magic City University, even the prince of a certain aristocratic family who came from the imperial capital didn't care. Compared with him, Zhao Kun really doesn't have much status. In this situation, someone gave him an idea, which was to invite Liu Ruyue out at the birthday party in the name of a classmate gathering, and then take the opportunity to put something in his drink. In order to realize this plan, Zhao Kun used a lot of tricks to lure away the bodyguard who always wore ragged clothes and looked like a poor country boy beside Liu Ruyue. And Liu Ruyue drank the glass of red wine as he wished, but soon made an excuse to go to the bathroom and never came out. Now, more than 20 minutes have passed. Naturally, Zhao Kun couldn't help being anxious. After all, his room upstairs was ready, except for the people who were waiting. As time went by, Zhao Kun's patience was worn away little by little, and the impatience on his face became more and more obvious. Seeing this scene, the guests around who had good eyesight, as well as the students from Shanghai University, did not dare to go up, for fear of bringing bad luck and offending Zhao Kun. However, there was only one figure who was not afraid of the impatience on Zhao Kun's face and walked over with a glass of red wine in his hand. Zhao Kun, why are you in such a hurry? You can't run away with the meat in your mouth. He was a sunny, handsome young man wearing a well-tailored suit and with an elegant temperament. The smile on his face gave people a warm feeling like a spring breeze. This person is Li Yong, the young master of the Li family. The Li family is one of the 4 major families in the Magic City and is not inferior to the Zhao family. Moreover, they are related by marriage to the Liu family, a prominent family in the imperial capital. In the Magic City, the Li family is extremely powerful. Only Li Yong would dare to speak to Zhao Kun in such a teasing tone under such circumstances. Although he said those friendly jokes, when Li Yong looked at Zhao Kun, it was as if he was looking at a dead person. Brainless idiot. I thought I could get Liu Ruyue tonight. Ridiculous. His people had already made some arrangements in the bathroom to help Liu Ruyue escape. Li Yong, stop making sarcastic remarks. Don't forget that you are also involved in tonight's game. However, we have agreed that the first soup is mine. Zhao Kun looked at Li Yong in front of him coldly, without any politeness. Tonight's plan was proposed by Li Yong. He is just responsible for execution. According to Li Yong, he also wanted to get a piece of the pie afterward. He did not refuse this. After all, it's just a few more sets of bowls and chopsticks. I know, you go first. Li Yong was too lazy to argue with the short-lived ghost in front of him, so he naturally looked indifferent. Calculating the time, by this time, Liu Ruyue should have come into contact with the target and been taken away to be enjoyed. The Thousand Shadow Assassin, who was responsible for the action, was also ready nearby. Once the target dies, Zhao Kun in front of him will be the biggest suspect and the biggest scapegoat, and will inevitably bear the wrath of the Great Xia family. As long as the Zhao family is destroyed, the Li family can take over the Zhao family's inheritance. It can be said to kill two birds with one stone, which is perfect. Just thinking about it makes me a little excited. Just when Zhao Kun was getting impatient and about to erupt like a volcano, he saw a sneaky figure hurriedly running out of the bathroom and shouting, "Mr. Zhao, something bad has happened. A hole has been smashed in the corner of the bathroom. Miss Liu has already run away." "What did you say?" Zhao Kun's expression changed drastically and he grabbed the lackey in front of him. "Mr. Zhao, I said Miss Liu ran away." "Huh." Seeing the meat right in his mouth running away, Zhao Kun felt his brain exploded instantly, and kicked the lackey in front of him away. Seeing Zhao Kun looking furious, all the guests present were shocked. Among them, some people had already vaguely guessed what was going on and began to quietly step back a few steps, hiding behind the crowd for fear of being taken out on. The time is short. Besides, Liu Ruyue drank that glass of red wine. The substance in the wine should have started to take effect. He will definitely not be able to run far. At the critical moment, Zhao Kun still had the rationality of a young master from a wealthy family and was able to make an analysis. "Someone, check the surveillance for me to see where the person ran off to." His order. Soon, someone checked the nearby surveillance cameras. Mr. Zhao, Miss Liu fainted not far from escaping the Century Hotel, and was picked up by a young man who got out of the car. "How dare you to even touch my people, Zhao Kun? Find out his license plate and his location. I want him to have no place to hide in the demon world." When Zhao Kun heard that someone had intercepted Liu Ruyue and took her away, his mind exploded again and he even wanted to kill someone. Li Yong, who was standing aside, looked at the monkey show with great interest and took a sip of the romance in his hand elegantly. "Continue to appreciate everything in front of you." The person in charge of checking the surveillance was also startled and immediately began to operate and prepare to lock it. "Mr. Zhao, I'll lock onto the other party's license plate right away." "Wait, that car is moving, not leaving, it's rushing towards us." Boom! A huge impact occurred. A Maybach made of special material smashed the door of the room like a ferocious beast and rushed in. Bang! The car door opened. A tall figure came down holding the drunken beauty, with a playful and defiant smile on his face. "I heard that someone wants to make sure I don't have a place to stay in the Demon City." Thank you for watching. Continue exploring the fascinating world of Chinese novels with us. Hit that subscribe button on Chinese Novel Audio Wave to stay updated with our latest stories. And never miss out on a great listen.